Welcome to our in-depth technical analysis of Netflix Inc., NFLX as of October 19, 2025. In this video, we'll break down the latest price action, key technical indicators, and what they mean for investors and traders. Netflix has long been a leader in streaming entertainment, but recent market movements have left many wondering, is it time to buy, hold, or sell? Let's start by looking at the big picture and set the context for our analysis. Netflix's stock closed at $1,199.36 on October 18, 2025, after a slight dip of 0.45%. This comes after a rebound from early October lows around $1,134. The stock has been consolidating in a tight range following some volatility in September. This means the price isn't making big moves up or down, but rather it's hovering near the upper end of its 52-week range. Let's explore what this price behavior tells us about market sentiment. Over the past year, Netflix's stock has traded between roughly $600 and $1,300. Currently, it sits at about 80% of this range, indicating it's closer to its highs than its lows. This upper range consolidation suggests that while the stock is strong, it's also facing resistance and may be due for a pause or pullback. Understanding where a stock sits within its yearly range can help investors gauge risk and reward. Technical traders pay close attention to support and resistance levels. For Netflix, immediate support is found near $1,189, with a more conservative support at $1,185.68. On the upside, resistance sits at $1,207.78, which was the September 18 high, and further at $1,243.95, the upper Bollinger Band. These levels act as psychological barriers for traders and can signal potential turning points in the stock's price. Pivot points are widely used by traders to identify potential support and resistance levels. For Netflix, the main pivot is at $1,190.01. If the price stays above this level, it's seen as a bullish sign. If it falls below, it could indicate weakness. These calculated levels help traders make quick decisions in fast-moving markets, especially when volatility is low and the stock is range-bound. Moving averages are essential for spotting trends. Netflix's price is currently below its short-term moving averages, like the 5-day and 20-day SMAs and EMAs, but remains well above its long-term averages, such as the 200-day SMA. This neutral alignment suggests the stock isn't in a strong uptrend or downtrend, but rather it's in a holding pattern. Traders often look for crossovers or significant gaps to signal a change in direction. Let's break down the numbers. Netflix's 5-day SMA is $1,204.12, and its 20-day SMA is $1,200.06, both slightly above the current price. Meanwhile, the 200-day SMA sits much lower at $1,108.48, showing the stock's longer-term strength. This configuration means the stock is consolidating, with neither bulls nor bears in clear control. Watching how the price interacts with these averages can provide early clues to the next move. Oscillators like the RSI and stochastic indicators help us gauge momentum. Netflix's RSI is at 48.48, right near the midpoint, and stochastic %K is at 54.35, both signaling a neutral stance. The MACD histogram is positive, hinting at some underlying bullishness, but the overall momentum score is negative. This mixed picture suggests the stock could go either way in the short term, so caution is warranted. Momentum indicators provide insight into the strength and direction of price moves. Netflix's momentum score is notably weak at -71.52, despite a positive MACD histogram and some bullish price acceleration. The rate of change ROC is flat at -0.584%, reinforcing the idea of consolidation. When momentum is weak, it often means the stock is waiting for a catalyst before making its next big move. Average Directional Index (ADX) is a key measure of trend strength. For Netflix, the ADX is just 16.15, well below the threshold of 25 that signals a strong trend. This low reading confirms that the stock is moving sideways with no clear direction. When the ADX is low, traders often look for range-bound strategies rather than betting on a breakout. Bollinger Bands help visualize volatility and potential price extremes. Netflix is currently trading at about 49.21% of its Bollinger Band range, right in the middle. This mid-band position supports the idea of a range-bound market, where neither buyers nor sellers have a decisive edge. Narrowing band width also suggests that volatility is contracting, which often precedes a larger move. Volatility measures like the average true range, ATR and NATR show that Netflix's daily moves are around $27, with a normalized volatility of just 2.26%. The breakout indicator is below 1, suggesting volatility is shrinking. When volatility contracts, it often sets the stage for a bigger move ahead, so traders should stay alert for any signs of expansion. Volume tells us about the strength behind price moves. Netflix's trading volume is normal, with 2.96 million shares traded on October 17, close to the 3 million average. The on-balance volume OBV is rising, which is a positive sign, but the Chaikin oscillator is slightly negative. The Money Flow Index MFI is balanced at 50.2, reinforcing the neutral outlook. It's important to watch for unusual volume spikes, as they can signal institutional activity or major news. On September 11, Netflix saw a spike to 5.68 million shares traded, coinciding with a period of volatility. High dollar volume, like the recent $3.55 billion, shows strong market interest and can precede significant price moves. Volume-weighted average price (VWAP) is a popular tool for measuring the average price at which a stock has traded throughout the day. For Netflix, the VWAP is far below the current price, likely due to historical splits. The positive price-volume trend as shown by the VWM suggests buyers are still active even if the price is consolidating. Linear regression tools help forecast future price movement based on recent trends. For Netflix, the trend slope is positive, projecting a mild upside toward $1,203.29, with potential to test resistance at $1,207.78 if momentum picks up. These projections are not guarantees, but they provide a statistical edge for planning trades. Looking ahead to the next 1 to 2 weeks, the technicals suggest a neutral to slightly bullish stance. The mid-Bollinger Band position and positive MACD histogram favor a trading range between $1,185 and $1,215. Buying on dips near $1,189 and targeting resistance at $1,207 could be a prudent strategy for active traders. The next 1 to 3 months, Netflix's technicals lean mildly bullish. The stock is above its long-term moving averages and sits near the top of its 52-week range. If trend strength improves, especially with an ADX above 20, there's potential to retest the $1,300 highs. However, keep an eye on fundamental factors like subscriber growth and competition. No analysis is complete without considering risks. For Netflix, a break below $1,183 could trigger a move down to $1,153, especially if there's negative news about content or increased competition. Technical scores are weighed down by weak momentum, so it's important to stay vigilant and use stop losses if you're trading actively. The overall technical score for Netflix stands at 35.5, which is mildly bearish. This is mainly due to a negative momentum score of -71.52, even though oscillators and trend indicators are more neutral. It's a reminder that technicals can be mixed and no single indicator should drive your decision. Wrap up: Netflix's technical outlook is balanced, with the stock consolidating near its highs but lacking strong momentum. Short-term strategies may favor range trading, while the medium-term view is cautiously optimistic if trend strength improves. Remember, this analysis is based solely on technical data. Fundamental factors like earnings and subscriber growth remain crucial. Always consult real-time charts and stay informed for the latest updates.